the 100 most haunted places in Utah and their creepiest stories. Part 2 is here. Don't forget to subscribe if you love to watch USA Haunted Places. Number 26. Ogden City Cemetery. Established in 1850, Ogden City Cemetery is one of Utah's oldest burial grounds, holding the graves of pioneers, early settlers, and prominent local figures. Its historic significance is paired with numerous reports of paranormal activity. Visitors and caretakers have reported shadowy figures wandering among headstones, disembodied footsteps on gravel paths, and cold spots that appear suddenly without explanation. Some claim to hear whispers calling out names or the faint sound of mourning in the still night air. One of the most well-known legends involves a tall figure in a dark coat, said to glide silently between graves before vanishing. Paranormal investigators have captured EVPs, unexplained orbs, and fleeting shadows on camera, suggesting the presence of restless spirits. The cemetery's combination of rich history and eerie encounters makes Ogden City Cemetery a chilling sight, where the past and the supernatural coexist quietly among the gravestones. Number 27. Roy High School. Roy High School, built in the mid-20th century, is known for its long-standing role in the community, but it also carries a reputation for unexplained paranormal activity. Students and staff report strange footsteps in empty hallways, doors opening and closing on their own, and flickering lights in classrooms after hours. The auditorium is often cited as the epicenter of hauntings, where shadowy figures appear on the stage and objects occasionally move without explanation. Some have claimed to hear whispers and voices calling out when no one else is around. Paranormal investigators have recorded EVPs and unusual energy readings, supporting the reports of eerie activity. While it continues to function as a school, Roy High has become a local hotspot for those intrigued by the intersection of everyday life and lingering spirits, proving that even modern buildings can harbor restless presences. Number 28. Kays Cross, Kays Hollow. Kays Hollow, also known as Kays Cross, is a remote area in Kaysville steeped in chilling local lore. The site, dating back to pioneer times, is known for its solitary crossroads and surrounding woods, where travelers have reported strange occurrences for decades. Visitors often speak of shadowy figures darting between trees, sudden cold drafts, and the faint sound of whispers calling their names. Paranormal enthusiasts claim to see orbs of light hovering near the old cross, believed to mark the resting place of early settlers or victims of accidents. Some locals warn that anyone lingering too long can feel an oppressive presence, as if unseen eyes are watching every move. Investigators have recorded unexplained sounds, movement in the foliage, and fleeting apparitions, reinforcing the area's haunted reputation. Kays Hollow remains a place where history, tragedy, and the unexplained converge, making it one of Utah's most eerie and mysterious locations. Number 29. Lagoon Amusement Park in Pioneer Village. Lagoon Amusement Park, opened in 1886, is Utah's oldest operating amusement park and home to the historic Pioneer Village, which preserves buildings from early settlers. While the park delights thousands with rides and attractions, many visitors report eerie experiences in the Pioneer Village area, especially after dark. Guests have described shadowy figures moving between cabins, unexplained whispers, and cold drafts in otherwise warm buildings. Some claim to hear the sounds of children laughing or crying, even when the village is empty. Paranormal investigators have captured EVPs, strange orbs, and sudden temperature drops, particularly near the old schoolhouse and blacksmith shop. Legends suggest that spirits of early settlers, workers, and even children who once played in the area remain tethered to the site. With its combination of history, preserved pioneer structures, and consistent paranormal reports, Lagoon's Pioneer Village is a unique place where Utah's vibrant past intersects with lingering hauntings. Number 30. Pappas Steakhouse. Pappas Steakhouse in Woods Cross is widely known for its classic dining experience, but behind its bustling atmosphere, the building holds a chilling reputation. Formerly a private residence dating back to the early 1900s, the site has been the scene of multiple unexplained occurrences over the years. Staff and guests report cold spots, flickering lights, and doors opening or closing on their own. Some have seen shadowy figures in the dining area or kitchen, while others feel the sensation of being watched when no one is around. Paranormal investigators have captured EVPs, mysterious footsteps, and fleeting apparitions, suggesting that the spirits of past residents may linger within the walls. These reports add a dark and mysterious layer to an otherwise lively restaurant, making Pappas Steakhouse not only a place for food, but also a hotspot for those intrigued by Utah's haunted history. Number 31. Provo City Library. The Provo City Library, housed in the historic Brigham Young Academy building since 1898, is a cornerstone of Provo's history, but it also carries a reputation for paranormal activity. Patrons and staff have reported unexplained footsteps echoing through empty halls, doors opening or closing by themselves, and sudden cold spots in certain rooms. Some claim to see shadowy figures in period clothing, believed to be former teachers, students, or staff, lingering long after their time. The library's basement, rarely accessed, is especially noted for mysterious noises and fleeting apparitions, sometimes captured on camera by paranormal investigators. Whispered voices and the feeling of unseen presences have also been reported during late-night events or quiet hours. With its blend of historic architecture, long-standing community presence, and persistent ghostly sightings, the Provo City Library remains a unique intersection of knowledge, history, and haunting in Utah. Number 32. Rock Canyon. Rock Canyon, located just east of Provo, is famed for its stunning natural beauty, but it also hides a dark and haunted past. The area was historically the site of skirmishes between early settlers and Native American groups, leaving behind stories of tragedy and bloodshed. Locals and hikers have reported shadowy figures appearing among the cliffs, sudden cold drafts and whispers carried by the wind through the canyon walls. Some claim to see ghostly warriors or settlers, frozen in time as if replaying past conflicts, while others hear disembodied voices, cries, or footsteps where no one is present. Paranormal investigators have recorded unexplained EVPs and eerie sounds along trails known for these encounters. Rock Canyon's blend of natural majesty, historical battles, and persistent apparitions makes it a haunting reminder of the past, where the echoes of history seem to walk alongside the living. Number 33. Utah State Hospital. The Utah State Hospital, established in 1885, is one of Utah's oldest psychiatric institutions. Its sprawling historic campus has long been associated with tragic stories of mental illness, suffering, and untimely deaths. Staff and visitors report shadowy figures wandering empty hallways, doors opening and closing on their own, and sudden cold spots in patient rooms and treatment areas. Many have felt an oppressive presence, as if the pain and anguish of past patients linger in the building. Paranormal investigators have captured EVPs, unexplained footsteps, and fleeting apparitions, often near the older wards that are no longer in use. Patients' cries and whispers have reportedly been heard in empty rooms, and some witnesses claim to see figures in old hospital gowns drifting silently along the corridors. The Utah State Hospital's combination of historical significance, real-life tragedies, and persistent paranormal activity makes it one of the most chilling and haunted sites in Provo and across Utah. Number 34. Peteetneet Museum and Cultural Arts Center. The Peteetneet Museum and Cultural Arts Center in Payson, originally built in 1919 as a schoolhouse, is a cornerstone of local history, but it also holds a haunted reputation. Visitors and staff report unexplained footsteps echoing through empty hallways, doors opening and closing by themselves, and occasional cold spots in classrooms and galleries. Some have seen shadowy figures of former students or teachers, standing silently before vanishing when approached. Paranormal investigators have recorded EVPs, strange sounds and fleeting apparitions, particularly in areas that have been preserved from the original school. Guests occasionally hear whispers or feel the sensation of unseen presences brushing past them. The combination of preserved history, educational legacy, and lingering spirits makes the Peteetneet Museum and Cultural Arts Center a unique location where Payson's past seems to intersect with the paranormal. Number 35. American Fork Canyon, White Lady Lore. American Fork Canyon, a scenic area in the Wasatch Mountains, is not only known for its natural beauty but also for the chilling legend of the White Lady. According to local lore, the spirit of a woman dressed in white roams the canyon roads and hiking trails, often appearing to drivers or hikers at dusk. Witnesses report seeing her suddenly appear on the roadside or trail, only to vanish moments later, leaving an unsettling silence behind. Others describe cold spots, unexplained whispers, and eerie feelings of being watched while exploring the canyon. Paranormal investigators and locals alike have captured fleeting shadows and EVPs that seem to confirm her presence. The legend is tied to tragic events from the area's past, though details remain murky, adding to the mystery. American Fork Canyon blends breathtaking scenery with this ghostly tale, making it one of Utah's most intriguing and haunted natural sites. Number 36. Scera Center for the Arts. The Scera Center for the Arts, located in Orem, is a historic performing arts venue with a reputation for paranormal activity. Originally built as a theater in the early 1900s, it has hosted countless performances, but some visitors and staff report unexplained footsteps, doors opening or closing on their own, and shadowy figures backstage. Witnesses claim to see apparitions in period clothing, thought to be former performers or staff who remain tied to the theater. Others have felt sudden cold spots in empty hallways or heard faint whispers and laughter during rehearsals. Paranormal investigators have captured EVPs and fleeting shadows, particularly in the dressing rooms and old stage areas. The combination of its rich history, theatrical legacy, and persistent ghostly encounters makes the Scera Center for the Arts one of Orem's most intriguing and haunted sites. Number 37. Lehi's Hutchings Museum Institute. The Hutchings Museum Institute in Lehi, originally established in the late 1800s, preserves local pioneer history, but is also known for paranormal activity. Staff and visitors report unexplained footsteps echoing through the exhibit halls, doors opening or closing on their own, and sudden cold spots near old artifacts. Some have seen shadowy figures resembling pioneers walking among the displays, only to vanish when approached. Others describe hearing faint whispers or voices in areas that are otherwise empty. Paranormal investigators have captured EVPs, strange sounds, and fleeting apparitions, particularly near the oldest parts of the museum. The museum's combination of preserved pioneer history and lingering ghostly presence makes it one of Lehi's most mysterious and haunted sites, where the past seems to reach out from the exhibits themselves. Number 38. Mercer Cemetery. Mercer Cemetery, located near the historic ghost town of Mercur, along the Eagle Mountain Tooele County line, is a small but chilling burial site. Established during the town's gold and silver mining boom in the late 1800s, it holds the graves of miners and residents who died under harsh conditions. Locals and visitors report shadowy figures among the tombstones, cold drafts, and sudden feelings of being watched. Some claim to hear faint mining sounds, whispers, and footsteps echoing through the otherwise silent grounds. Paranormal investigators have recorded EVPs, unexplained orbs, and fleeting shadows, especially near the older graves of miners. Legend suggests that restless spirits linger due to tragic deaths from mining accidents and the hardships of frontier life. Mercer Cemetery remains a haunting reminder of Mercur's past, where history and the supernatural converge in a remote Utah landscape. Number 39. Provo's Startup Candy Factory Building. The former Startup Candy Factory building in Provo, dating back to the early 1900s, is remembered for its industrial past and eerie reputation. Employees and visitors report unexplained noises, footsteps echoing in empty corridors, and objects moving on their own. Shadowy figures have been seen gliding through hallways and production areas, vanishing when approached. Some claim to feel cold spots and an oppressive presence near the old machinery and storage rooms. Paranormal investigators have captured EVPs, fleeting apparitions, and strange energy readings consistent with the building's haunted lore. Stories suggest that former workers or residents who spent long hours in the factory may linger as restless spirits. The Startup Candy Factory building combines Provo's industrial history with lingering supernatural activity, making it a uniquely haunted site in the city. Number 40. Hale Center Theater Orem. Hale Center Theater in Orem, built on a historic performance venue site, is well known for its live productions, but also for unexplained paranormal activity. Staff and performers report footsteps echoing backstage, doors opening and closing on their own, and sudden cold spots in empty rehearsal rooms. Shadowy figures have been seen moving across the stage or disappearing into dressing rooms, often dressed in vintage attire reminiscent of past performers. Some witnesses hear whispers, faint laughter, or the creak of chairs when no one else is present. Paranormal investigators have captured EVPs, fleeting shadows, and strange energy readings, supporting claims of lingering spirits. The combination of the theater's historic roots, vibrant arts legacy, and ongoing ghostly encounters makes Hale Center Theater a fascinating and eerie location in Orem. Number 41. St. Anne's Retreat, the Nunnery. St. Anne's Retreat, also known as the Nunnery or Hatch Camp, is a historic site in Logan Canyon with a long-standing reputation for paranormal activity. Originally used as a religious retreat and girls' camp, the building has seen decades of quiet reflection, but many report unexplained footsteps, doors creaking open, and shadowy figures moving through empty halls. Visitors have described cold spots, sudden drops in temperature, and whispers when alone in the retreat's rooms or chapel. Some claim to see apparitions of nuns or young campers lingering in corners or stairways. Paranormal investigators have captured EVPs, fleeting shadows, and strange energy readings, suggesting lingering spirits from the site's past. The combination of the retreat's serene historical setting and persistent ghostly encounters makes St. Anne's Retreat a haunting landmark in Logan Canyon, where the echoes of past residents remain palpable. Number 42. Lyric Theater. The Lyric Theater in Logan, established in the early 1900s, is a historic performing arts venue with a reputation for unexplained paranormal activity. Staff and visitors report footsteps echoing in empty auditoriums, flickering lights, and doors opening or closing on their own. Some have seen shadowy figures moving across the stage or disappearing in the balcony, believed to be former performers or patrons from the theater's early days. Others describe faint whispers, laughter, or the creak of old seating when the theater is empty. Paranormal investigators have captured EVPs, fleeting shadows, and temperature anomalies, particularly near the stage and backstage areas. The Lyric Theater's blend of historic charm, cultural significance, and ghostly encounters makes it one of Logan's most intriguing and haunted sites, where the arts and the unexplained intersect. Number 43. Eccles Theater. The Eccles Theater, a historic performing arts venue in Logan, is celebrated for its elegant architecture and cultural performances, but it also carries a reputation for paranormal activity. Staff and visitors report unexplained footsteps in empty hallways, flickering lights, and doors opening or closing without cause. Some have witnessed shadowy figures on stage or in the balcony, thought to be former performers or theater staff lingering from decades past. Others experience cold spots, sudden chills, and faint whispers during quiet hours. Paranormal investigators have captured EVPs, fleeting apparitions, and unusual energy fluctuations, particularly in backstage areas and dressing rooms. The Eccles Theater combines Logan's artistic heritage with eerie, ghostly encounters, making it a compelling haunted site where history, performance, and the supernatural converge. Number 44. Utah State University, Old Main. Old Main at Utah State University, built in 1890, is the historic heart of the campus and a hub of student life. But it also has a reputation for paranormal activity. Students and staff report strange footsteps in empty hallways, doors opening and closing on their own, and sudden cold spots in classrooms and offices. Shadowy figures have been seen gliding through corridors or appearing near staircases, vanishing when approached. Some witnesses hear faint whispers, unexplained noises, or the creak of old furniture in rooms long after hours. Paranormal investigators have captured EVPs, fleeting shadows, and unusual energy readings, particularly in the oldest sections of the building. The combination of Old Main's historical significance, daily campus life, and lingering ghostly encounters makes it one of Logan's most intriguing and haunted locations. Number 45. Logan Cemetery, older sections. Logan Cemetery, established in the late 1800s, is one of the oldest burial grounds in the city, with historic graves and monuments marking the resting places of early settlers. Visitors report shadowy figures moving among the headstones, sudden cold spots, and unexplained footsteps along quiet pathways. Some have heard faint whispers, cries, or mourning sounds, especially near the older sections of the cemetery. Paranormal investigators have captured EVPs, fleeting apparitions, and orbs of light, suggesting lingering spirits connected to the cemetery's historic past. Locals warn that the older sections carry a heavy presence, with spirits of former residents still wandering among the graves. Logan Cemetery remains a haunting site where history and the supernatural converge, attracting both history enthusiasts and those intrigued by paranormal activity. Number 46. Brigham City Historic Depot. The Brigham City Historic Depot, built in 1912, served as a bustling hub for trains and commerce during the early 20th century. Today, it is a site of reported paranormal activity. Visitors and staff have observed shadowy figures moving along the platforms and inside empty rooms, as well as unexplained footsteps, doors opening and closing, and cold spots throughout the building. Some witnesses claim to hear whispers, distant train sounds, or the clatter of luggage when no one else is present. Paranormal investigators have recorded EVPs, fleeting apparitions, and energy anomalies, particularly near the old ticket counters and waiting areas. The depot's combination of historical significance and lingering ghostly activity makes it one of Brigham City's most intriguing and haunted locations, where echoes of the past remain palpable. Number 47. Idle Isle Café. Idle Isle Café, a historic eatery in Brigham City, has been a local favorite for decades, but it also carries a reputation for paranormal activity. Staff and patrons report unexplained footsteps in empty dining areas, doors opening and closing on their own, and cold spots near the original building sections. Some have seen shadowy figures moving between tables or near the kitchen, disappearing when approached. Others describe hearing whispers, faint laughter, or the clatter of dishes when the cafe is otherwise empty. Paranormal investigators have captured EVPs, fleeting apparitions, and strange energy readings, particularly near the original dining rooms and storage areas. Idle Isle Café blends Brigham City's culinary history with lingering ghostly activity, making it a unique and haunted location for both locals and paranormal enthusiasts. Number 48. Mantua Cemetery. Mantua Cemetery, located in Box Elder County, is a historic burial ground dating back to the late 1800s, serving as the final resting place for early settlers and pioneers. Visitors report shadowy figures moving among the gravestones, sudden cold spots, and unexplained footsteps along quiet paths. Some have heard faint whispers, crying, or the distant sound of footsteps, particularly in the older sections of the cemetery. Paranormal investigators have captured EVPs, fleeting apparitions, and orbs of light, indicating lingering spirits connected to the cemetery's historic past. Locals warn that certain areas feel heavily watched, as if unseen presences are following visitors. Mantua Cemetery remains a chilling and haunted site where Utah's pioneer history and supernatural activity intersect. Number 49. Garr Ranch Area, Antelope Island. The Garr Ranch area on Antelope Island, Davis County, is a historic ranch dating back to the mid-1800s, known for its early settlers and ranching history. Visitors report shadowy figures roaming the grounds, unexplained noises, and sudden cold spots, especially near the old ranch buildings. Some claim to hear horses' hooves, whispers, or distant voices, even when the area is empty. Paranormal investigators have captured EVPs, fleeting apparitions, and strange energy readings, suggesting lingering spirits of the ranch's former inhabitants. Locals and tourists alike feel an eerie presence among the historic barns and fields, adding to the ranch's mysterious atmosphere. The Garr Ranch area remains a haunting reminder of Utah's pioneer past, where history and the supernatural intertwine on Antelope Island. Number 50. Great Salt Lake's historic Saltair site. The Saltair site, located on the shores of the Great Salt Lake near Magna, was once a luxurious resort and entertainment venue dating back to 1893. Though long abandoned and rebuilt multiple times, the site is notorious for paranormal activity. Visitors and explorers report shadowy figures along the boardwalk, unexplained footsteps, and doors opening or closing by themselves. Some have heard faint music, laughter, or distant crowd noises, echoing from the site's glamorous past. Paranormal investigators have captured EVPs, fleeting apparitions, and unusual energy readings, particularly near the original pavilion and beach areas. Legends suggest the spirits of performers, guests, and workers remain tethered to the historic resort grounds. The Great Salt Lake's Saltair site blends scenic views, rich history, and lingering hauntings, making it one of Utah's most iconic and haunted locations. That's all, viewers. This was the part 2 of 100 most haunted places in Utah with their creepy stories. Don't forget to subscribe for part 3 of this series, and please like this video if you enjoyed.